Ari, Cam, you guys have lost a lot in terms of pass rush production. I think you were, Micah, Ryder, guys like that. You were one of the guys coming back that I think has been effective in that area. I know when you are dealing with a new coordinator and all that, things can change. But I mean, just basically, what kind of role do you play in maybe rebuilding some of that pass rush when you know some of those productive guys have gone now?
Yeah, I think that first I think Coach Allen he put a great group of guys in front of us that can lead this group as far as the D line and linebackers. Coach Randolph with the D line and Coach Witt with the linebackers, and they both bring incredible knowledge to the game of pass rush and the game of football. And I think that Coach Allen, he's done a great job of surrounding myself around great athletic guys that could make those big plays. And overall, I think that Coach Wilt, he'll put me and the rest of the team in great positions to be able to get to the quarterback, because ultimately that's the goal. But as far as pass rushing and that aspect of the game, I think that we're gonna take it to a whole nother level, and I'm just so excited, and I can't wait to see how the guys respond to the great coaching that we receive.
Yeah, your decision to come back, Cam, and Coach Allen has talked about you taking the leadership mantle on defense. Just curious about that and what you've been trying to do, maybe in the weight room and stuff, to kind of take that out.
Yeah, I think my decision to come back was solely because I think playing college football, not everybody gets this opportunity. Not everybody gets this opportunity to play in the big league, especially, the Big Ten competitive league, especially at, this great Indiana University. I just want to say I trusted Coach Allen. I trusted everything that, he said to me throughout this whole process when he first recruited me. He's been my coach ever since I've been here, and I just love the way that, his mindset and how he attacks every single day. And I think that it'll overall help me become a better athlete and a better man. So part of my reason was stand for Coach Allen. And another part, I love this program. I love the guys. I built so many long-lasting relationships with, my teammates, and I suit up with them any day, no matter the day. So I'm just glad that I'm here and I'm able to work and go play, go ball out.
Yeah, Cam, Coach just talked about the defense being a disappointment last year, lacking toughness and physicality. What do you take personally from that? What do you hope to bring this year that maybe you guys didn't have last year? And what do you think Coach Allen brings, having a more involved role in the defense this year?
Yeah, like you said, the defensive play last year it wasn't good enough, and as a leader, I take that heavy. That weighs heavy on my shoulder, and essentially you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to go back to the drawing board, and you got to figure out, what went wrong, or where those mistakes went wrong. And with Coach Allen being so heavily involved, he's always been involved, but with him being more involved in this defense, and like I said, the guys that he will put around me and put on this defense, I think this is just gonna take us to a whole nother level. Essentially, actually, Coach Allen and Coach Wilt, they kind of challenge us on a daily basis. And this morning, Coach Wilt, he wrote this equation on the board, and he wrote E plus R equals O, the letter O, and it's event plus response equals outcome. And we don't have a lot to say about the event or what happens, with the event, but our response to the event weighs more than the actual event. He wrote 10% for the event, 90% for the response equals 100% for the outcome. And overall, I think that, not only did this defense respond or, continues to respond, but the offensive side of the ball as well, this whole team. And, we taking it day by day, building it brick by brick, and we steady responding to the challenges that, that we have to overcome.
Hey, Cam, thanks for the time. Coach Allen was extremely complimentary of J.H. Tevis and Ladarius Cox, you guys on the defensive line. How do you kind of see them mesh with this team, and how has your relationship kind of grown with them?
It's actually crazy because, this past season, a lot of guys left, and we actually brought in a lot of guys. And at the beginning, it was kind of, it kind of bothered me a little bit, because I built so many relationships with, the guys, for instance, like Michael McFadden and Peyton Hendershot and, all those guys that transfers to different schools. And I think that, the transfers like JH and Ladarius and PJ and Miles and, even the guys on the offensive side of the ball, it's like we all connect. It's like a puzzle piece. We all fit in together. And I think that those guys, they challenge me as well. They challenge me on a daily basis. I just remember JH texting me a couple of days ago, and he was like, hey, we need to do this instead of this. Or, Ladarius, when, we go out and, we kind of have conversations on what we think will be best. So, those guys there, they're taking their role to another level, and I can't wait to see them grow in this program.
Again, I guess just from an on-the-field standpoint, what do you think is important for you, I guess, individually? Where do you feel like, you most need to improve, I guess, and how much are you thinking about that from a, professional NFL standpoint? Have you looked at it and thought about what you need to be able to do before you make that leap?
Well, coming in, I always thought that, if I knew every position on the field, it'll make my position much easier. And I think that, that's still the case now. I take in as much knowledge as I can to understand offensive recognition, offensive concepts, and everything. So I think that, I'm gonna keep continuing to work on that. But my biggest improvement, one of the things I want to improve on the most is probably, getting off blocks. Getting off, offensive line blocks. I think that we play against some of the best offensive linemen in the country, no doubt about it. And to be able to get off blocks at the next level is what it's all about. And I want to, perfect at that craft during this season, and also perfect at being a effective pass rusher.
Hey Cam, obviously you mentioned some transfers, a couple transfers at linebacker, and Jared Casey and Bradley Jennings. As a guy who's been around, obviously Bradley's played a lot at the school he was at before, but I guess how much have you tried to, take them under your wing and show them what it's like to be in Indiana and just kind of help them get acclimated to be in this program?
Yeah, those guys, I'm glad they're with us. They come to work every single day. I think that, what I'm really, I guess, what gets me going about them is they always looking for ways to learn. And it be, they ask the littlest questions, the most detailed questions. And I think that's most important playing at this level. And, those guys, they continue to grow and, they're coachable. They're, coachable to leadership, and I'm able to, lead them. Or other guys are able to lead them, and they're able to respond. And I think that that's what's it all about. And, they're a great addition to this team, both Jared and BJ, and I can't wait to see them ball out as well.
All right, thanks, Cam.
Thank you all.